Welcome to a cozy corner of the internet where tiny kittens run the show. And we're just here to admire their fluffy little lives. Today's video is a mix of cute, chaotic, bottle feeding, cuddly, and why are you climbing that? Moments, basically everything kittens do best. Let's start with a universal truth. Kittens are adorable. Scientists could debate many things, but everyone agrees that a kitten trying to catch its own tail is peak entertainment. You'll see some kittens doing that classic slow, wobbly walk, like they're learning how gravity works. Then suddenly, zoom! A random burst of energy sends them sprinting across the room like they just remembered they had somewhere important to be. And then come the bottle feeding scenes. A tiny fluff ball gripping a bottle with both paws like it's their life mission. Ears twitching, eyes drooping, fully committed to that snack. They drink like they haven't eaten in for 100 years, even though it's probably been only a few hours. Of course, kittens also have their daily mischief moments. A few tiny troublemakers pounce on toys, trip over their own paws, and then glare at the floor like it personally offended them. Some try to climb things they absolutely should not be climbing. Others launch themselves off couches with the confidence of Olympic athletes, but land like potatoes. And some attempt to hide, leaving their entire back half sticking out. It's fine. They're learning. Here's a fun fact. Kittens don't have full coordination until around 8 to 10 weeks old. So when they miss a jump or slide across the floor like a hockey puck, not their fault. When they run straight into a wall, okay, maybe a little their fault. But even their questionable decisions are cute. The way they tilt their heads when confused, the way their tails stick up like tiny antennas, the slow blinks that make them look like they're contemplating the universe. It's all part of their charm. You'll also catch some doing the big stretch, that dramatic, full body stretch that makes them look like miniature yoga masters. They stretch so much because their muscles grow fast. Stretching keeps their tiny bodies flexible for all their adventures. And then there are the kittens who are simply here to vibe. No chaos, no running, just soft blankets, tiny naps, and kneading imaginary bread like they're expert bakers. If you're still here, first of all, great taste. Second, feel free to subscribe to the Super Voice channel if you want more cute, funny, lightly educational kitten compilations dropped into your day whenever you need comfort. It helps a lot, and the kittens definitely support your life choices. For now, sit back and enjoy the tiny tumbles, tiny snacks, tiny naps, and tiny chaos from these miniature balls of fluff. And speaking of tiny chaos, let's move into one of the most underrated parts of kitten life, their daily routines. You might think kittens don't have schedules, but oh, they absolutely do. They just don't follow any of them. The routine usually starts with the morning stretch, where a kitten acts like it just woke up from a 12-hour shift at a factory, even though it has done nothing but sleep. Every toe spreads, every whisker wiggles, and suddenly they're ready for another nap. But in between naps, kittens do something amazing. They learn. And learning for kittens means testing physics in ways scientists never intended. For example, what happens if I jump on this box? What if I jump off this box? What if I jump on my sibling who is also jumping off the box? Spoiler, none of this goes well, but it does go adorably wrong. You'll also notice kittens love performing what I call the invisible enemy. Attack. This is when a kitten suddenly leaps into the air for absolutely no reason. No toy, no bug, just vibes. Kittens sense things we can't see, like dust particles or their own thoughts. But here's a fun fact while we're here. Kittens actually develop their hunting instincts super early. Those random pounces, that's practice. The sideways hops, also practice. The moment they grab your finger like it's the final boss in a video game, definitely practice. Another thing you'll see is kittens mastering their balance. And by mastering, I mean failing repeatedly until it works. They climb furniture with the confidence of professional mountaineers, but with the coordination of someone wearing roller skates for the first time. And even when they slip, slide, crash, or tumble, they get right back up like nothing happened. Zero shame, maximum determination. And while kittens may look like chaos machines, they're secretly tiny geniuses. They learn your voice, your footsteps, your routine. They know exactly when it's snack time. They know the sound of a treat bag from 3 rooms away. And if you open a can, oh, they will materialize out of thin air. So as you keep watching, enjoy every sweet blink, every clumsy jump, every squeaky meow, and every moment of fluffy curiosity. Because kittens grow fast, but right now, they're tiny explorers discovering a giant world, one adorable disaster at a time. And since we're already deep into the tiny chaos universe, let's talk about one of the greatest mysteries of kitten behavior: their obsession with things that are absolutely not toys. You can buy them the fanciest feather wand in the world, sprinkled with glitter, unicorn dust, and pure magic, and they will still choose to play with a crumpled receipt they found under the couch, or the corner of a rug, or a leaf that blew in from outside. Kittens treat ordinary objects like ancient treasures. You might notice in this video that some kittens have decided boxes are portals to another dimension. One moment they're sitting politely, the next moment they're gone inside, the box size glowing with the power of imagination and chaos. Boxes are kitten headquarters. If kittens could run governments, they do it from inside cardboard. Another adorable thing you'll see is kittens discovering their jump height, which is usually somewhere between barely off the ground and unexpectedly impressive. But right now, they're still guessing. So when a kitten tries to jump onto a couch and only makes it halfway before sliding down like a fluffy pancake, remember, they're trying. They're learning aerodynamics the hard way. And while we're on the topic of experiments, kittens love testing gravity constantly, every day, every hour. A kitten will knock something off a table, watch it fall, then look at you like they're publishing the results of a scientific study. And then they'll do it again, just to confirm the data. Here's another fun fact to enjoy while you watch. Kittens communicate with each other using tiny chirps and trills. Sometimes they even talk to toys, especially toys that refuse to cooperate. If you see one kitten yelling at a stuffed mouse, don't worry. They're just expressing their professional frustrations. You'll also notice some kittens forming little partnerships. One kitten leads the expedition. The other kitten follows closely behind like a fluffy sidekick. They explore together, nap together, get confused together. And when one of them meows loudly for no reason,